Right, send us off.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another CineKuest Reviews. Today, we're going to be talking about a Shudder kind of exclusive movie.
Isn't it?
It's a Lovecraftian movie. It's a Shudder exclusive,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Shudder original. Yeah.
Shudder? No, it's not Shudder original.
No?
I don't think so, no. Suitable Flesh. Here we go. All right, here we are, CineKuest. Roland. No name for you here.
That's all right.
Brycicus, you're back.
You may refer to me as always as Roland.
Yes, sister.
So today we're going to be talking about and reviewing the movie Suitable Flesh, starring Barbara Crampton, Heather Graham, and the guy that came out in That Thing You Do. The husband.
That guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
was like, hey, that looks like what's her face husband.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it was so like we were watching this and I was like, oh, is that Kelly Ripa's husband?
Yeah.
It looks like a talk show, like the way he acts and everything. I was like, wow.
That's funny. Oh yeah, that's true. He kind of does look like that guy.
Very positive and like jacked.
He's tan, jacked. He's very handsome,
He's like,
the guy looks like he could have played baseball. Yeah,
So, my question to start this out with is: have you guys seen Heather Graham in anything in a while? Because I have not, man.
I have not.
Yeah, I saw this, and like for me, like the only thing I was like that I heard about this movie was like I saw clips online of Heather Graham's single boobie or whatever being exposed, and I was like, huh, interesting.
I'm pretty sure those are one of my vlogs.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm always up to see Heather Graham. She's great. She's hot. She's fun.
I want to get this out of the way first. Let's just get this out of the way. I find both these women very attractive, Barbara Crampton and Heather Graham.
Yes.
They're very attractive, older women. And Barbara Crampton has,
does it for us.
Since Re-Animator, a woman who's allowed a 13-year-old man like myself to kind of like manhood. Heather Graham since License to Drive with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, easing me into manhood, and through my later years. So I want to thank them for being positive role models in my life, and not just typical celebrity fodder like most people are nowadays. They're very respectable women. Granted, they have shown lots of themselves, but it's tasteful
and boobies.
Yeah, it was different time, man.
Very tasteful
genre, different time.
It's for the art.
Yeah.
What was that? You were like, tastes like strawberries.
Let's not talk about that.
Boom, baby.
Bryce, I was telling Roland that I was watching From Beyond earlier today.
You never seen it before?
I have.
I've never watched it.
I own the movie, but like I just wanted
to
to
watch
watch
it on Blu-ray.
I wanted to watch another Lovecraftian movie prior to watching this particular Lovecraftian movie. And it's funny because I felt like the tone of that movie kind of fits the tone of this movie, and I'm not entirely sure if like Brian Usna or like Stuart Gordon were deliberately trying to make Lovecraftian sort of a kind of a campy type of movie. There's a bit of camp in there. There's a bit of
I'd say there's quite a bit, only in the sense of because again, like to me, like Lovecraft stories are very campy.
Yeah, I mean,
they can be.
We're just like they're perfect. Honestly, they're perfect, but they're in the sense of like, all right, gather around the fire, children.
Don't you think though that those are more of a product of their time? It's the 80s, Do you think that is like it has a very like 80s? Do you think
that this movie kind of fits into that as well? Like, because I personally do. I feel that this movie kind of tries to fit into that sort of 80s mentality.
Yeah,
cinematography itself has that real like when they kind of like transition and they go like into like the circular,
the zoom in thing. That's TV series crap.
Or they have like the 80s saxophone playing whenever it starts to get sexy. And
I'll
stuff
give
like
you
Zalman King Red Shoe Diary type thing.
We were watching this movie, and the second the sax comes out, Ray's like, And I'm like, yeah.
They take you back to Skinemax, man. They take you back to the
exactly, dude. That's exactly where Ray and I were looking. I was like, oh, this is some softcore.
Yeah, I was like, this is prime. This is prime Cinemax erotica Friday night. Yeah. You know, this is Friday after dark kind of shit. This is Emmanuel in Space. This is Erotic Confession. This is Animal Instincts 1 and 2.
I am happy with Lex.
Virtual reality 1 and 2. You know, like. No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Virtual Encounters 1 and 2.
So you watched all the
from Beyond.
The classy after dark stuff, man. I had like Hot Springs Hotel and there was some other really bad ones, man.
Well, the other worlds, but I mean, I was really hoping for like sort of like work time, like erotica, wherever, and this kind of fit in that mold because like there's a psychiatrist who kind of like falls for their patient, and the patient is kind of a young buck, and he comes and like takes her to Pound Town.
He's like, check
and
this
the sax
out.
plays,
and she's like, oh my god, zip. Wham bam, you know.
I mean, I know we like in the very beginning of CineKuest video, we've talked about a lot of these kind of like Cinemax erotica movies. Hence the CineKuest type of name that we have.
I thought it was fucking hilarious because throughout this movie, like so I was telling Ray, this is like a cross between, to me, like I mentioned the Skeleton Key, but what I wanted to say after I was thinking of,
I hadn't even thought about that one, man. That's a good point.
I was like, this is like Fallen, you know?
Yeah. Go watch they just needed the like jazz voodoo record.
Yeah, dude. Papa Justify.
Bluesgrass voodoo record.
Was it bluesgrass?
Louisiana type of
bluegrass.
All right.
Yeah. But that one record in the Skeleton Key like freaked me the fuck out.
I loved it.
No, it was great.
So much, dude.
It's great.
Did you see that in the theaters?
I did.
Tits. Me too. All right.
I didn't get to see it in theater. I wish I could have.
It's one of my favorites.
It was great. I only saw it the one time in the theaters. I was happy. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, Kate Hudson being a fucking caretaker to these folks, these bastards, these Caucasian.
One of the funniest scenes in that movie, dude. And I remember this because my friends at the time like kept reminding me of it over and over. And like we'd go like fucking drink and just laugh at this stupid shit. But like when I don't know if you guys remember in Skeleton Key, when I think the first time or whatever the fuck, like the old lady is sitting across the table from the younger chick, and like she tries to do the flip or whatever, and it I think like goes wrong, and the old lady like face plants onto the table. She's like, boom. That scene, me and my buddies we just couldn't stop laughing. The rest of the fucking movie, we're like, ha ha ha. Like,
you know, this movie has a lot of comparisons to other films, and again, like,
man, Jesus Christ, like you were telling me, man, like all the fucking cliches, all the tropes, all the goddamn Lovecraft fucking references are in here.
Right.
Fucking the Arkham Police,
Miskatonic,
Miskatonic. They gotta have
the Dunwich Press, I believe.
Yeah, the Dunwich.
Oh, Press. I didn't catch that one. That's funny.
That was a paper on the door of Asa's house. Like, they had it covered, the windows covered up with the
like there are other
damn, I didn't even catch that.
It was like I couldn't help myself. Like I see newspapers, I immediately start trying to read
this.
It
was overtly Lovecraftian. Like it wasn't even trying to hide it.
No, because like you look at the newspapers on the door, right, and like you just see little thin you know bullshit writing you can't read, but in the top left corner in the bold, big old bold fucking title, Dunwich Press. Like
as long as I didn't have the cat in there, you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh jeez. Oh yeah, I love that guy. He's so cool. N-word man. Right? Yeah, hard N-word.
Lovecraftian, you racist.
Yeah,
Lovecraft,
you crazy Lovecraft.
He's like racist adjacent because supposedly that was not his cat. He was cat for a friend, for a neighbor.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
like, oh yeah, what's the cat's name? Okay, sure, I'll take care of it.
The HP Lovecraft have a press release back then. He's like, I swear it's not my cat.
Right, he's getting canceled. He's like, I swear to you,
don't cancel me.
I'm just cat watching.
Calling him this particular name.
Men are still superior to women. What?
I'm a New England gentleman here, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Like,
I was born out of I was born in the wrong time. Damn it.
Bryce,
I wanted to be born at a time when everyone was proper.
I want to get your thoughts. What did you think? Your initial thoughts of this movie?
Well, I mean, I loved it for so many reasons, you know, right?
Aside from Heather Graham.
No, yeah. No, I loved it, man. But yeah, like we were saying, it definitely has that 80s kind of campy shtick to it. It does remind me a lot of like Re-Animator in some ways, like at least the way the pacing of it.
At one point, Ray and I were joking, man, about how like it reminded us of like a daytime soap opera, like when Heather Graham and the Asa kid are like in her office, and she's like leaning up against the window and talking about how she'll jump out if she like feels anything, but like you see a glow about her, right?
Yeah. Well, even the scene where she confesses to her husband is very like soap opera.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
they just needed the organ sting.
So good at that, man. Like that's what I like. I love Heather Graham in this movie. Like the way she does crazy so well. She does fucking like honest crazy so well. You know, like desperation, fucking like horny as hell. Like she does all that shit. You know,
all to the
great in this
soundtrack
movie.
of a saxophone.
Something I really liked about a lot of the actors and in this movie. And I like that in the general sense when most actors do this, when they try to do the schizophrenic personality change, where it's like completely different to what they first introduced them as. Like I love seeing that stuff, dude, because like when it's done right, it's fucking cool, you know. And like what, like 3 different fucking people did that shit in that movie. I want to say,
I would say so.
The husband, you know, he went from being like super nice and shit to being like, all right, cut me, bitch.
Horny as fucking.
You know. And then like obviously Heather Graham, she did that like a few times when she was switching out and forth. Actually, it was 4 people, right? It was Barbara Crampton and Asa, the fucking the kid, you know. I love seeing
that kind of ending scene where that was really done well, man. When they're switching around all different personalities.
How they do that. Like when it's done well and you can see the shift, you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bryce, any more like thoughts as far as like how like what you thought about this movie? Besides that.
Well, I mean that's a big attractor for me, Ray, in this movie. Now, like you said, I hadn't seen Heather Graham in a movie in a long time, and you know, it's an H.P. Lovecraft. I had read a few good reviews about it. It was, you know, it kind of got hyped up, but
yeah, man.
I don't know. I just like it was really shot really well. I thought it was done. You know, that style I like, just cheesy horror movie. Man. Go ahead.
Very cool, low key.
Yeah, for sure. But I also like that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finish that thought, man.
I kind of like that they. Well, this movie wasn't necessarily like a Cthulhu mythos type thing, you know, for H. Because H.P. Lovecraft has a lot of short fiction, horror fiction that doesn't have to do with like an impending, like, you know, giant monster from space. So it's kind of cool that they took that direction with it, because a lot of H.P. Lovecraft movies that are coming out or have been coming out are kind of like, you know, more having to do with the Cthulhu stuff. So it was neat to see that, because I believe this one is based on Thing on the Doorstep.
That's what they said at the end of the credits. I was like, that was the first thing I was asking when we were watching it. I was like, what fucking Lovecraft?
And I didn't remember, because I'd seen it the first time. I didn't remember that story that it was based on. But I was telling Roland, prepping him to watching this, is that there's a certain tone to this type of movie. And I felt like it kind of continued on with the Re-Animator, with the Beyond Re-Animator. It's not like you're trying to be serious. And like I said, it has a very soap opera type of feel to it. Like it's like overly dramatic.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of cringe.
Very much.
Whenever like you talk, when they're like talking to each other, the dialogue itself isn't exactly the greatest.
Yeah.
It's
cliche.
I feel like it follows all the awesome, like really solid.
Yeah, it's camp done well. It is very tongue in cheek. It's not, because you can tell when a movie's trying to be that and like really trying hard to just be so bad it's good. You know what I mean?
And there's like a lot of individual character pieces or whatever, like as far as like how they present themselves in the moment. And by character pieces, I mean like Heather Graham freaking the fuck out, you know, like Barbara Crampton being like, you know, questioning her her understanding of reality, by the fucking movie. And then the idea that Ace's father is apparently some like unknown fucking entity spirit that has been doing this is like there's no explanation to us for us how long they've been doing this.
Well, the dad
when he goes into that exposition, anymore. Right, about how he's like, I think I was born a man, but like honestly, I'm kind of a slut, so like I feel more like a lady, and like he's telling this shit to Heather Graham, and it's fucking hilarious. But
so it is supposed to be like it wasn't like a person that did this like years and years ago. It's supposed to be like an entity of some kind, or
I was telling Roland like this seemed like some sort of like a transgender allegory where like they're kind of like taking on like different personas, and they can be a man or they can be a woman, because at some point or another the asset character says like, well, I could be a female.
Sure. Yeah,
they're not sure.
Their memories or whatever get sort of like blended together, and they're like, I really love having a fucking clitoris. It's kind of nice.
Well, like
the when character, like he first hits that. I'm sorry, he first hits that like the on button.
Yeah, but like the character is kind of like quote unquote fluid in the sense where like it just depends on what body they're in to what like, person they're kind of attracted to. Because whenever the entity is in Asa's body, he wants Heather Graham. When he's in Heather Graham's body, he's kind of like obsessed with the husband.
I don't give a fuck. Like yes, remember when he fucking goes on Barbara Crampton at the end?
Right,
like he's just horny as fuck.
Well, exactly, because
whatever. But he's like, all right, try this shit out. And like when we were watching, I was like, yay, chick fight. Let's go. Tear your tops off, please.
Just consensually, please.
For me.
Oh yeah,
appreciate it.
But no,
I like how
they were very
how the original entity, or like I guess not the original, but the entity is like. He kind of, I don't know. I guess he has that like magnetism because it's like the sun. He's like real nerdy, but as soon as he gets possessed by that thing, it's like for some reason like Heather Graham's like,
he's like, he's like
to fuck my clients before, but
she's like sploosh, sploosh.
Yeah, he turns into Stefan Arkell.
And it's not even like his dialogue is better. It's just again, he does the personality shift, and you can see like, oh, that's the dad.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, how are these fucking lines working on her? I'm like, all right, whatever, I guess. Oh, she's crazy. Got it.
Yeah.
She was already kind of crazy to begin with, as it seems.
Bryce, what do you think of like the cinematography in this movie? Like, it's to me, it's kind of I was watching on I watched it on my like I guess 1080 TV, so there's kind of like a bit of a flatness, not so sharp. And then I watched it here again on Roland's TV, which has like a more of a sharpness to it.
Okay, baby.
And that gives it that whole soap opera type of look to it, on top of the cheese.
Yeah.
What about?
No, I've only seen it on my TV here, and it's it's an older TV, and I don't even know what it's probably like 720p honestly that I'm watching it on, but it's
you poor man.
Well, I don't know, dude. I don't think it would make a difference. I know what you're saying. Watching it on Roland's kind of gives it that soap opera type thing. I just think it has that kind of flatness to it, honestly, because I got that as well. Like it almost seemed like it was like I don't want to like besmirch it or whatever, but it kind of almost has like a little bit of a sci-fi movie. Like, like almost, you know what I mean? Like not quite as bad, but
kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers thing. The way they fucking like scene transition with the zooming in of the pinhole,
but just what you're talking about, like the color grading and stuff, I guess, in a way, or like the way it's, I don't know, it has like a flat quality to it. But I wonder if that was done purposefully. You think it was kind of like?
See, like I think it was though. Like that's what I'm saying as far as like the tone of the movie.
I don't know.
See, I the thing is like whenever like things like this occur, I know you question it. I do.
I absolutely do. Because I always think it's deliberate. I'm always thinking that it is happy-go-lucky budget.
No. Well,
like,
see, the thing is
say,
like,
budget constraint, or what? Do you think it's like a budget constraint thing?
Yeah.
I'm
Because
more
watching
no,
this. I got one thing.
Go ahead.
Does this feel like an indie movie to you guys, as opposed to like a
absolutely.
full-blown?
Absolutely,
Then that's why I'm thinking that, because indie movies are low budget. They cut corners. They try to make it as just straight to the point for the most part as possible. It's like
well again.
That I can understand.
Yes, but
a lot of like practical effects really in this movie. It's just like, I'm this person now. Like
CG blood and the CG fire.
Yeah.
Smoke rings.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
God damn it, thank you. Yes.
Twice. The reason I say like it's deliberate is because like, yes, it is low budget, but you have to work within those
you work with those constraints. Yes.
Because and you have to kind of like and again, Brian Usna is involved in this, and also Barbara Crampton. They have been involved in Lovecraftian movies in the past
forever.
So like taking on this particular movie, you would think that they know the tone and the way to shoot this kind of thing.
Yeah,
to where
exactly.
It's also like not only honoring the Lovecraftian story, but also the types of films that people loved from the past in the 80s. Because this is a very 80s driven type of film. Yeah. Just the way it is shot, the music, the soundtrack, and stuff.
Love the ending,
and so like that's why I think it's deliberate, but deliberate yet shot within those constraints of a low budget type of film.
Yeah. They worked within their limits.
Yeah, absolutely,
which is great. That I think is how the best films are made.
Yeah.
You work that creativity, baby.
Yeah, it's like you said, right? They know how to do it. They've done it before. It's like this continuation.
And this was Barbara Crampton a producer? I think
she was involved in there. I don't know like how.
No. I mean, as far as the credits go.
No, she was involved in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know Heather Graham. I think this is like one of her first like Lovecraftian type of movies.
Yeah.
But I think she did a great job as far as like portraying a character.
Like she's an amazing actress.
Universe,
always. Always. And like seeing her in this, like on it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see that one boobie, and I was like, "Yay!" And then when she did like the fucking like nip slip of both boobos, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's great." She's looking amazing. Good old.
She's amazing. Yeah,
she is. But like honestly, like her performance was just so awesome. I mean, she played herself, and then she played Asa, and then. I guess Asa played her at one point, which I was like, okay.
And the thing is about this movie is that like these characters, though it may seem as cringy or like some sort of like
it's very stereotypical.
Tonally,
it's very
like,
cliched,
cringy as well, and cliche.
It is.
These actors and
actresses
still done well have to like stretch themselves.
They have to stretch themselves. Yeah. And I mean, fucking Heather Graham was obviously. She's got the fucking experience and the chops.
For
sure. I was telling Ray, like, I loved in the beginning of the movie, and I'm gonna say this right now. I hate this movie because it's told in a fucking flashback. I could not stand that shit.
Hated that.
Pisses me off so much, dude. I'm just like, I don't want to see the end at the beginning of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Fuck off. But like,
well, I was gonna ask you, like, did you like correctly predict what was gonna happen at the end? That's a yes and a no kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's so like I was expecting Barbara Crampton to get possessed.
Yeah,
and like I totally was. I was like along the lines, like the sort of debating with myself, thinking that like maybe Heather Graham would have jumped into the husband, because as you guys probably noticed, the first time when Homeboy was banging Heather Graham or whatever, he like literally busted his nut and put himself inside her or whatever the fuck. Like he didn't say that. Fatagan.
Yeah.
It was just sploosh, and he's like, boom, I'm a girl now. And and like that was never like that was the only time that was kind of fucking shown, I guess. I sort of forgot where I was going with that, but whatever.
Bryce, so like, what else do you think like is very Lovecraftian about this movie? We haven't talked about it already.
The ending. I mean, the fact that I'm sorry.
Man, I don't know. I'd probably say the ending as well. Like I said, it's not a big I don't know. It's not like a lot of the ones that are being made now, where it's like a big Cthulhu mythos thing, like we were talking about. I was talking about earlier.
Oh,
But
we were just watching a trailer earlier of was it Gods Underwater or Gods of the Deep or some stupid shit. And
I haven't heard of that. Is that new?
Yeah. It's the same shit, man. Like a bunch of people go underwater and they see this like sort of portal area and they try to
it's basically like a Dagon kind of
and
movie.
then you see a Cthulhu under there and they're like, oh my god, we have to stop this or some shit. And
you never show the monster in the Lovecraft movie.
You don't.
No, see, that thing is they showed in the trailer.
Like full on
wow.
torso up, and it was bad. It was so bad. And I was like, this is gonna be fucking trash. We need to see it. But this was done a lot closer to what I expect Lovecraft's kind of like writing goes to, in that sense that like there are a lot of unexplained things. It's very general, it's a very simple story, and like it does not end well for anyone, as usual for Lovecraft, not usual in the general sense of just
the general story for like Lovecraft.
Like, oh, where's the happy ending? Everybody, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you always got to do it like that. You can't have any kind of explanation for anything,
No, right, because that's the way it's supposed to work. That's the whole idea. He left everything intentionally vague.
It was all that was written. He wrote all those stories at a time when anything new was scary, and that's all you had.
The way he wrote before, like the way he wrote, like that wasn't done before.
No,
and basically for every story there was a negative ending, because I mean that I think that's what like draws people to like Lovecraft's writing in general, because like his stories don't have a happy ending ever. Ever.
Yeah.
You either get consumed by the entity destroys you, or like you just go mad.
You go mad, yeah.
You're changed by it forever and unable to.
And this and I told Roland, I go, this ends like a typical Lovecraft story, because like a person's going mad because they're trapped in a body that isn't theirs.
Cliche as hell, perfect ending.
Yeah, but it's Lovecraft.
Perfect ending for that entire theme. And so I was expecting that from the beginning, because I was like, okay, if these fucks are going to do it right, nobody's going to win in the end. Like everybody's going to get fucked. We'll see who survives. And I was thinking, watching this, I was like, oh, fuck, I love Barbara Crampton. She's probably going to get possessed. Like that I was like, it's more than likely he's going to jump into Heather Graham and then jump into fucking Barbara Crampton and then.
Bryce, what are your favorite parts of this?
And that was my idea.
My favorite parts of this movie,
other than the women,
aside from the fucking.
Other than that part, oh man, I like the dream sequence, even though that was also like had some sexiness in there. But when she's dreaming about him, I like that one, and also I like the little like standoff at the end when they're switching bodies, trying to get the gun. I thought that was kind of fun. It was silly, but I liked it.
It was, but like that was when Barbara Crampton had.
I just like how they had the security guard too. He's
he's got
to be the what the hell going on?
So hard, man. Like it's like, okay, you shot him in the fucking head, and then it's like you keep shooting him. Like I was telling Ray, like it's gonna click when she gets to Barbara Crampton or whatever. I'm like,
she's just trying to get through him. She's shoot through him. Yeah.
But man, like it's like you shot him in the head. Why? He's already dead. Just let him alone. Like you could have saved the bullets and whatever. Exposition, baby.
What about you? What are three things that you liked about this movie?
I really like how the general story of the father trying to possess the son and like moving along to other entities or whatever.
You mentioned this kind of like Fallen.
In the sense of originally when you first watch this, you think, oh, it's the father trying to like pull his life back, but actually, as it turns out, or rather as it suggests, it's some entity that's possibly doing this for whoever the fuck knows how long. So it's like awesome. Okay, interesting. I loved Heather Graham's performance. She is so fucking awesome playing like basically 3 personalities because she's herself. She's the old man, whatever the fuck, horny ball.
She's awesome.
Well,
no, she's not awesome.
No, she's not Asa. But in the end, when she's crazy or whatever the hell, at the end of the movie, where she's like, "I'm still your friend," you know, like little white eyes. That to me, I was like, I love that. Like, you're sane, but I can't trust you. You know, like, and when the other, and like I told Ray about this, I guess I'm gonna include this in the second one, but like I loved this when this will be my third. Heather Graham is her own amazing performance. My third is in that, like, I loved when any of the characters performed their schizophrenic personality switches, because I love that shit when it's done well. And I was so fucking pleased to see this, like, every time they did this, like, because they did that between Asa, they did that between the old man, Barbara Crampton, the fucking and Heather Graham. 4 fucking people, man. And I loved seeing it with all, like, I think they all did a great job pulling that shit off. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and it that I think, like, it's, you know, I thought it was awesome and convincing to see those kinds of like switches going off in them trying to put out these different personas.
Okay, I will agree with both of you on, like, on the things that you find good about this movie. One thing I will add, though the CGI effects were not that great.
Trash.
There was a scene, and Roland, you brought it up when we were watching it, and I know I thought about it whenever I was watching it the first time. It's whenever she's trying to kill Asa, and like she's driving behind him, and you can see the screen on the car.
Yes.
And she keeps hitting.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that.
That was a good scene.
I love that, dude. Like, I was telling Ray, please let me see him back. Like, let me see her backing up in the fucking, like, the rear view camera display. And it's like, not only she did that the first time, she was like, boom, 1, 2, 3.
And I think one of the other genuinely funny times where it was a genuine laugh from me was whenever he cuts off his father's head, and he goes, "Oh yeah," and Heather Graham leaves, and she's like, "Too much."
Yes, that was funny. Like,
I thought that was pretty funny.
Like, when we were watching it, I was like, he's like sawing away for like an hour,
blood just going everywhere.
And I'm like, oh, he's gonna cut his fucking head off, and then you hear the you know, I'm like, haha, you know. I like that. That was pretty funny.
I like that a lot.
The kid was cringy as hell and like cheesy as fuck.
Did a good job,
but it was very amusing. Very amusing because it worked. He's like, what do you think about this? Boom, right up the edge, you know, like, and she's like, that's inappropriate. Like, what? You should have beat his ass. You should have kicked his dick in. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, it's because you want it. Never mind.
Okay, so overall thoughts, Bryce. Would you recommend Suitable Flesh?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I enjoyed it. Just I'm not gonna say it's for everybody, man, you know, but I know Roland, I know Ray, I know you guys like these type of movies, man, like I do. Most definitely. Oh, you don't, Roland?
I love Heather Graham.
Oh, gotcha.
I would never.
What other
horror movies has she been in?
I'm trying to. That's what I was wondering.
Man. Like, I honestly feel like this is her first, which is like amazing.
I wouldn't think.
Well, Barbara Crampton and Heather Graham they pretty much drove this whole movie, dude.
Man. Yeah, absolutely. But like,
I'm not too familiar with the other actors. I know you said the dad was from something, or the dad, but the husband was from something.
He looked like another guy.
No, Asa's dad. He's a well-known actor. I don't know who he is necessarily, but I've seen him in many things. The guy that plays Heather Graham's husband is in that movie, That Thing You Do, and that's the only thing I've seen him in personally.
I've never seen. He's
like the main singer. He's like Liv Tyler's boyfriend in That Thing You Do. If you know that one, that's where like that no-name underground band becomes.
I just know the name of the son. His name is Judah. That's the actor's name, but I've never seen him in anything.
I don't know if that guy is either.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything.
Would you recommend this movie?
Fuck yes, dude. Absolutely.
But
absolutely,
I would say, like, I would recommend this movie.
It's fun. It's just
based primarily on people who love Lovecraftian movies already.
I mean, yeah,
because let me just say this though, like,
sure,
if
very but I would put a caveat on that. I would say it's very specific Lovecraft movies, because this isn't like In the Mouth of Madness, or you know what I mean.
No,
It's just like no, it's on
very
the campy
much
side. It's like Dagon, and of course like Re-Animator, and From Beyond.
Yeah,
very
Like,
much.
Dagon's a great movie, but I mean, arguably
Really?
very cheesy.
or even like
Yeah,
Castle Freak
yeah,
2.
I like Dagon. I mean, I don't know.
I like it too, but I don't know that I'd say it's a great movie.
Well, I mean,
No, like, see,
it's a
like,
good movie like for me, it's a good
for
movie.
us,
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
All right, I got you, man.
Again, like
Yeah.
it's for the horror fan who likes Lovecraft.
I want to see
type
this shit.
of movies.
Yeah, fuck
Mhm.
it.
And who's familiar with like a Stuart Gordon, Brian Usna type of film? Brian Usna, I mean, fucking did Society.
Mm.
No,
And
yeah.
we all know
That's what
like,
I was saying, man. They should have brought. Well, I think he's dead, but they should have brought back Screaming Mad George.
I think we're trying. I was trying not to joke about that, but Ray was like, "Yeah, he's dead." Oh,
Yeah.
Stuart Gordon's dead. I don't know if Brian Usna is dead or not.
oh, I thought you were okay. All right. Well,
But like
whoops.
Stuart Gordon like did a type of movie for Lovecraft.
Yeah.
And continued on with that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But and then Brian Usna also, again, I mentioned again Society.
Yeah.
If you've seen Society, you know exactly the type of movie you're fucking getting.
Yeah.
So I mean, like them involved in this movie, it's not far off to think that what the type of tone that they're going with this movie as well.
Society is one of those movies I've been saving. I've seen clips. I know what it's about. I've been saving it for a fucking react video. You've seen it?
I've seen it.
Yeah,
twice.
I have not.
Yeah.
Like it's the one about those that rich family that does, like the whole body horror stuff.
Yeah.
I've been saving it. All right, man.
It's a body horror classic.
I have wanted to see this for such a long time. I won't because
what was that St. Bryce movie is like. The dad's like, I'm a butthead.
Oh, I guess I really am. He's like, yeah, I guess I really am butthead.
His face is in an
wow.
asshole.
His face is in an ass.
He turns into
man.
brother from goddamn Weird Science.
Yeah.
He turns into is it Adam Baldwin? Whatever the fuck.
No. You're thinking of fucking.
He turns into shit monster.
No.
From Weird Science.
No. Weird Science has fucking Bill Paxton, dude.
Bill Paxton. Fuck. I'm sorry. I always I know.
Like destroy yourself right now.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Well, I have a question for you guys. It's like, okay, so we know the style of movie. So what do you think if they were gonna try to do like a real like big budget like A24 decided to make a Lovecraft movie, like how do you think that would go? Like how could they do it?
How?
Well, first of all, if A24 was involved in that, I would watch it immediately because I would think it'd be like amazing. But we talked about
man.
this
What would be the best outcome for making like if budget wasn't like a problem? Like what kind of Lovecraft movie could you make?
No, like
Cthulhu Myth. I'm talking about Cthulhu Mythos specifically.
Let me say this though. There's a movie that Bryce, I think we saw like not too long ago, where that girl goes to that town. And it's very like a slow burn type of movie where they are like immersed in this whole like water god thing, and they're all like changing into these creatures and stuff.
Sounds like
it was like I would say like 2019, 2020, 2019-ish.
You don't remember the name of the movie?
I don't remember the name of the movie, but I know the poster whenever I see it, and I'll post it here whenever I'm like I'll show you. But like her mother dies, and she has to go with her husband to this town that she. And like again, like she doesn't see anyone in the town. It's very slow burn. But the thing is, like that guy from the Rob Zombie,
she tries to leave and she can't.
Yeah, they have that like confrontation at the entrance.
Dude,
and it's like
I almost forgot about that movie. What is? Yeah, dude, I almost forgot about that. I remember.
I'll post it here.
I need to look it up,
but I'll post it here.
Yeah,
that's the type of movie I think would be like a Lovecraftian A24 type of movie. Wasn't the best movie, but Roland and I were discussing this while we were watching this. Is that like I believe James Wan is going to get involved in the Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Oh, really? See, that's what I'm curious how they're going to do that movie, because there is a big monster reveal at the end, and
yeah, dude,
yeah,
that's a fucking
like how can that be done well without making it too like I don't want to watch Transformer,
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to watch Dark of the Moon, fucking Cthulhu, like CGI.
So many video games that
like shit I feel like they would do it well wherever they don't show them, but they show a silhouette.
Yeah, That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Something
That's
like
why.
that,
So, like, what I was going to try to go into earlier, or rather, I wanted to let you finish, is that I think the best depictions of cosmic horror are done by indie studios and not like the AAA, the big ass shits, because those motherfuckers tend to do the whole blah, there's
Yeah.
and like to me, like the generalized, like the best, the intended way to depict these like cosmic horror and stuff is to be vague. So like we shouldn't even be seeing these guys on screen. It should be something that happens like off screen, or maybe you see like a fucking hint of something, like a good horror movie. The difference between this and a generalized horror movie is that there's no reveal. Like it continues to be, okay, you fuck with this, you go nuts, eat shit.
But there's a movie called Cthulhu that had Tori Spelling in it.
Really?
Not too long ago.
But
they don't even show like any sort of monster whatsoever. It's just very subtle, like psychological kind of thing. Which I don't recall it being good, but I feel like they intended it.
Tori Spelling.
They had good intentions.
You know what? Interesting.
No. I just know it's called Cthulhu. The trailer was good. I thought the trailer was intriguing.
There's a few that I've really wanted to check out that I've just sort of forgotten over time.
There's actually one Prime called Older Gods.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I tried to watch it, but like the first like 10-15 minutes was a lot of sex, and I was like, they were just moaning a lot. I was like,
your mom was, was like,
well, I didn't want to like think I was watching porn right now, or prawn.
Right, exactly. Unless you're actually watching porn, it's like, no,
that's on silent.
This ain't real.
I know.
Leave me alone. Right.
I know in Portland they have like a Lovecraft Film Fest every year.
Yeah.
But it's all obviously it's like indie releases and stuff. But,
absolutely. And I
think there was some decent ones that came out of there.
I'm not a fan in general of like the indie genre for the most part, because like I know. I like the only reason I mention this is because the way I view it is that like the only indie movies sort of that like are popularized to me are the ones that do that whole like coming of age or like life experience kind of bullshit where it's like, oh, let's take a drive across the United States and let's figure out
what was that one that recently came out, Licorice Pizza or something like that? It's kind of
like I hate that shit so much, dude. Like to me, I'm like, I fuck you. I don't need to like learn about myself. Like I want to see low budget, creative as fuck, like ideas, like shots, fucking sets, and like to me, this hit all of those. Only it did not have any actors. Like fucking Heather Graham is a goddamn masterpiece in every sense. She's great. Barbara Crampton, absolutely.
Barbara Crampton,
These are not nobodies, right?
What is she, 60, right? Barbara Crampton?
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm just curious because I'm just saying, man.
I have no idea. I'm like, oh,
can we just make a proclamation here, like Heather Graham or Barbara Crampton? I just need to look directly in the camera. We love you.
You're the best.
We do.
Yeah, yes, we really love you.
Like unironically, I keep making movies, please.
Yeah.
More.
Let's wrap this up.
Make a sequel.
Oh, I think I was going to say that earlier. I think they definitely could make
figure it out, baby cakes.
All right. Let's wrap this up. So I would say like unanimously we did like this movie, even though with the caveats that it is cringe, it is like campy, it is all these kind of like things. It is a movie that's not for everybody, especially it's more for those who fit into the Lovecraftian type of film fans. And
I would say
for those who like are fans of those directors themselves.
I would say some folks thrillers,
thrillers, to a certain extent. I mean, like
to an extent, because a lot of people love that true crime shit.
So again, Bryce, thank you for joining us on this episode. I know it's a while because like we had seen it like last month. I rented it, we watched it. Yeah. And I was like, we'll do a review on it. And then like that kind of like, I was like, oh, well, we'll just wait till watch it again because too much time had passed. I literally watched like.
Did you know it was coming out on Shudder?
Yeah, I did.
I saw the trailers. I know you got.
I wanted to actually buy the DVD. I haven't purchased it yet, but
I'd seen clips of it, and then Ray told me like, let's watch this, and I was like,
Blu-ray,
yes,
sorry,
yes,
yeah. And you know, like again, Lovecraftian movie, like I'm down to watch it no matter what, how bad it may seem or whatnot. I mean, doesn't matter how much of a budget they have. Like I think they could successfully portray a Lovecraftian story in a good way, as long as the story is there.
The writing is good. The fucking shots are good.
You know, regardless if it's shot on video, or digital, or some kind of 4K.
I honestly think they pulled this off because a lot of the fucking a lot of the sets that they use, you know, like the old man's house, Heather Graham's, the doctor's office, her house, like very plain, typical scenes. You know, we're not fucking like transported to another dimension or some shit with everything. Where the fuck? These are like it's grounded in reality,
right?
Yeah,
which is great because that's where everything gets fucky.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Bryce, thank you for joining us on this episode, and we'll do more later on in the future.
Oh yeah.
So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on any of our social medias, and we'll see you next time. See you later.
Peace.